hello again. Thank you so much for being here. It's a little bit of a different one today as I desperately scrabble for video ideas while I'm still reading through this behemoth, It by Stephen King. I'm a very slow reader, as I've mentioned before. This is 1,100 plus pages. I've done a lot better than I thought since the last video, actually. I'm 450 pages in, but obviously still got 2/3 of the book to go, so I won't talk about what I think just yet. Let's wait till that's done and dusted. But in the meantime, what I thought I'd do is judge some books by their opening lines. This is an idea my wife came up with. She's helped me very much with this one. She's put together a document, which I've got in front of me. I've not looked at them yet, but it's kind of the opening lines from, I think she said 15 books. And then there's a bag next to me with the books in, which I haven't looked at, obviously. I'm going to read the lines, see if they grab me, look at the book that they come from, see if that surprises me, and then I'm going to choose the one that grabs me the most to add to my ever-expanding TBR list. So let's get started, shall we? Let's have a look. So the first line I've got here: while Pearl Tull was dying, a funny thought occurred to her. Okay, well, that one grabs me immediately. Obviously, talking about a character dying in the first sentence of the book makes you sit up and notice. And there's a funny thought she had. Yeah, I don't know what type of book this is going to be. I don't know what book this is going to be. Let's reach into the bag and see. Oh, it's Anne Tyler. So this is an author that my wife has been recommended to me. I've never read an Anne Tyler book. And this is Dinner at the Homesick Restaurant. I think we've got a few. I know we've got The Accidental Tourist, and I think we've got a couple of other Anne Tyler books. But this might well work well for another video project I'm working on, which we'll come to next. But yes, all I know is that my wife rates Anne Tyler very highly. So this, I know nothing about this book in particular. As I say, The Accidental Tourist is the only one I vaguely know what it's about. But even then, it's just top-line stuff. So yes, already that's a contender for me, but we've still got 14 to go, so let's see. Number 2. Someone must have been telling lies about Joseph K., for without having done anything wrong, he was arrested one fine morning. Okay. So he's arrested for no reason. He's been framed for something. Someone's been telling lies. It doesn't give you a huge amount more than that. It's intriguing, but it doesn't grab me as much as the first one. Let's see what this is from. Again, I don't know what this is. Joseph K. I knew I recognised that name. Okay, it's The Trial. Franz Kafka. You're all screaming that at the screen. I know that. I apologise. Yes. Another book I've been meaning to read for a long old time. Yes. Okay. It's on the list, but I think Anne Tyler's winning out so far. Number 3. Don't reach into the bag just yet because we've not read the line. Number 3. If I could tell you only one thing about my life, it would be this. When I was 7 years old, the mailman ran over my head. I think I've got an idea of what this might be. My wife has been recommending a book to me called The Miracle Life of Edgar Mint. She's been recommending that book to me for a long, long time, and I think that's what this is from. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah. That is an immediately interesting line. If I could tell you only one thing about my life, it would be this. When I was 7 years old, the mailman ran over my head. Okay, that is intriguing, and combined with the fact that my wife really, really, really wants me to read this, yeah, this is high up the list as well. I'm probably going to say that about every book. I apologise in advance. Number 4. It was a bright, cold day in April, and the clocks were striking 13. Now, I can't think what this is, but I know it's a famous one. I'm pretty sure this is a famous one from a classic. Is it going to be like 1984 or something of that ilk? I've embarrassed myself, haven't I? I've embarrassed myself. It is 1984. Okay. Yes, this has been on my list for a long time. Yeah, this isn't help. I'm not narrowing any of these down. I'm just saying I want to read all of these books, which is not really news. But yeah, it's going to be tough to pick between these. Obviously, a classic, very highly rated, and something I really should have read by now. So that is already high up on the list. But yeah, maybe that's the one we go with. Goodness me. Okay. Number 5. In my younger and more vulnerable days. No, let's try that again. In my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind ever since. Interesting. It doesn't really give away what type of book it's going to be. I don't recognise this one. I couldn't really strike a guess from that. In my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind ever since. Okay, let's have a look. It doesn't grab me as much as some of the other lines, I have to say. Oh, it's another one you're screaming at me. The Great Gatsby. Yes, I really should have read this one by now as well. Okay, F. Scott Fitzgerald, The Great Gatsby. Okay, nice. Number 6, Darkness Suits Me. It's as simple as that. Darkness suits me. Not much to go on, but yes, interested straight away. Makes me sit up and take notice. It is... Oh, okay. It's Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. This is a book, you know, the adage, don't judge a book by its cover. This is a book my wife saw out and about and said she loved the cover, along with this and another book. I can't remember what the other one was. And so I ended up buying it for her for Christmas or birthday, whatever was around that sort of time. And she ended up really liking the book. So, yes, it's another one that she's been recommending to me. I believe... Well, I mean, it's about an octopus. It's on the cover. I think I'm right in saying that, like, the book shifts between being narrated by the octopus and another human character. I don't know. I don't know much about it, but yes, supposed to be very good, like all of them. Number 7, the waiter who had slipped out to make a quick telephone call came back into the coffee room of the Goose and Gherkin, wearing the starry-eyed look of a man who has just learned that he has backed a long-priced winner. Let's do that one again. The waiter who had slipped out to make a quick telephone call came back into the coffee room of the Goose and Gherkin, wearing the starry-eyed look of a man who has just learned that he's backed a long-priced winner. So someone's the waiter's gambling. They're happy because they've won. They come back into the pub, the coffee room. I don't know. Let's have a look. Oh, now, hang on a minute. Have these fallen? No, they're all right. They're in the right order, I think, hopefully. Oh, okay. Another series my wife adores and really wants me to read. Jeeves and Wooster. Ring for Jeeves. Wodehouse. Yeah. My only real knowledge of this, other than it being like a classic series of books, is obviously the Fry and Laurie TV adaptation from the early 90s, I would imagine, late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, I've only ever seen a few episodes of it, but my wife loved the show. She loved the books. Are you sensing a pattern here? My wife's been trying to get me to read some certain books for years and years, and I really need to sit up and take notice. Okay, that was a line that was enjoyable, but didn't grab me as much as some of the others. So I don't know if that'll be top of the pile, but this is reminding me of some books that I really need to be reading. Number 8, the cell door slammed behind Rubashov. I mean, it sounds Russian. Darkness at Noon. Known? That's not the title of this book. Darkness at Noon by Arthur Koestler. I know nothing about that. I don't think I've ever heard of this. Let's have a little look at the blurb. Oh, I haven't got my glasses with me, so I can't really read it very well. Oh, it's not the blurb. It's all... it's praise for the book. Yeah, I know nothing. The cell slaw... Why can't I speak? The cell door slammed behind Rubashov. Yeah, well, we know our character, one of our characters at least, is imprisoned. That's all I've got. But yeah, if I knew more about this book, then maybe that would be a contender. But for now, I need to do some reading about that book, I think. Number 9, if you're interested in stories with happy endings, you'd be better off reading some other book. This makes me think of... Well, what it immediately makes me think of is like Princess Bride type thing. But I've read that, and I'd be very embarrassed if that is what it is, because I think it's not. Is it going to be like Lemony Snicket? Series of Unfortunate Events, something along those lines? It's one I recognise now that I read it again. If you're interested in stories with happy endings, you'd be better off reading some other book. Let's have a look. It is The Bad Beginning by Lemony Snicket. Okay, I've got a better success rate than I thought here, even though I've missed some obvious ones. Now, we read these to my son when he was a lot younger, but in fits and starts. I don't think we get through full books in a night kind of thing, even though these are relatively short. So I wouldn't say I've properly read these. This is a series I would like to read. I really enjoyed the original film adaptation of this. I don't think it's very highly rated. Really enjoyed the film adaptation, and then I saw some of the Netflix adaptation as well, which looked good. But what I remember of reading these books, they were very, very fun, kind of darker tales, the likes of which I enjoyed reading when I was a kid. So this is a series I'd like to read at some point. But yes, okay, I must have recognised something there. Okay, the opposite end of the spectrum here. This story begins with a smile. No idea. And it's a nice opening. I don't know that it would immediately go, I've got to read this one next. Oh, okay. Dogs Don't Tell Jokes by Louis Sachar. Now, I have read, I've probably mangled the pronunciation of that surname. Apologies, Louis. Or Lewis. I've got all of your name wrong, particularly, possibly. What do words even mean? I've read Holes. I've read Holes. I was about to say I've read Millions, but that's by Frank Cotteris Boyle, I think. I've read Holes, and I really enjoyed it when I was younger. When I was younger? A few years ago. That kind of means the same thing. Okay. Yes. Number 11. When I was born, the name for what I was did not exist. Now, that is incredibly intriguing right from the off. That one goes towards the top of the list, I think. When I was born, the name for what I was did not exist. I don't know what it is. Okay. You could just rewind to earlier in the video and just hear me say again. My wife's been trying to get me to read this for a long time. Circe by Madeline Miller. Now, I think I've spoken about this before in my videos, but certain authors, I like to read their books in publication order. I'm doing it with Stephen King. A number of others that I kind of hold that internal rule for whatever reason. It doesn't always apply. But I really want to read this, but I want to read Song of Achilles first. So I need to get on with it. But yes, I know nothing about kind of mythology. It's another area my wife's really interested in. I really like the idea of it. I've got Mythos by Stephen Fry I need to read as well, which is supposed to be very, very good. Yes, don't know much about Circe, but I know that my wife adores it. I know it's very, very well thought of. So yes, it's another one I really must get to. And I really like that opening line. When I was born, the name for what I was did not exist. Interesting. Okay, that's towards the top. Number 12, the sunrise was the colour of bad blood. Okay. Yes, I can see it. That's what I like about that one. Kind of immediately sets the scene. Doesn't tell you a huge amount about what type of book it's going to be. So again, I can't really make a good guess at that one. Not that I've made very good guesses at most of them. It's quite a thick book. Okay. Oh, it's Best Served Cold by Joe Abercrombie. So this is another case in point. So this is more understandable, I guess, in that I've got the first Law trilogy, which starts with The Blade itself, and then I think it's Before They Are Hanged, Last Argument of Kings, and then I think this is set in the same universe, but is maybe standalone. I can't remember. I picked it up from a charity shop a long time ago, I think. But yeah, Abercrombie is somebody I've wanted to read for a long time, but I'm going to start with The Blade itself when I do. But yes, that is, I liked that one as well. Very samey in terms of what I'm saying, not the lines. My wife's done an excellent job here. I must state that right now. Otherwise, I'm going to be in massive trouble. No, she has. She put a lot of effort into this, and I appreciate it. Okay, number 13. This all started because of a clerical error. This is another one I feel like I recognise, but not as much as some of the other ones I was very confident in guessing earlier. I don't know what this is going to be. This all started because of a clerical error. Again, it doesn't give you much in terms of what type of book this is going to be. Not that first lines really should do that. I know this is a bit of a silly premise for a video. This all started because of a clerical error. But again, what's this? What is it you're talking about? Yeah, it makes me interested. Okay. Right. The Pleasure of My Company by Steve Martin. So, I absolutely adore Steve Martin. Loved his films growing up. Later saw some of his stand-up stuff, which was ever so slightly before my time, but not much, and adored that as well. And like, he's a super multi-talented guy. Obviously, he's a very talented musician, has had a number of books out. I know Shop Girl was perhaps his best received one. He's also got a memoir called Born Standing Up, which I've got, which I'd really, really like to read. But this, again, is one my wife bought after I'd bought it for myself. And obviously, I haven't read it. Probably bought it about 15 years ago because I'm an idiot. And she read it and she was really taken with it because she's not that into his films and what have you. So I kind of was really surprised. She picked it up, had a go with it, and really, really enjoyed it. So yes, another one that I really should have read years and years ago, and I kind of almost forgotten about. Yes, excellent. Okay. Again, going strictly by the rules of the video that I set out for myself, it didn't grab me as much as some of the others, so it's not going to go to the very top of the pile, but it's reminded me of a book I really would like to read, so that's good. Okay, penultimate one. When I stepped out into the bright sunlight from the darkness of the movie house, I had just two things on my mind: Paul Newman and a ride home. I like that. When I stepped out into the bright sunlight from the darkness of the movie house, I had just two things on my mind: Paul Newman and a ride home. Again, I can't place what that's going to be from. It's a little small one. It's The Outsiders by S E Hinton, my first ever YouTube book video. I talked about 10 quick books to get me back into reading, and this was one of them. Obviously, I haven't read it yet. But yes, another one. I think my wife really likes the book and the film. And I know very little about it other than I think is it like kind of about gangs or troubled youth or something? I need to read it, don't I? And the last one, number 15. This is Not For You. I don't know what that's from. Oh, this is huge. This is Not For You. Okay, I don't know. Oh, picked this up very recently. One I've been looking at for a long time. House of Leaves. A huge book and also intimidating for other reasons. I'm pretty sure you already know, but lots of it it's written in a kind of like maze-like structure and all different types of formatting in it. You kind of have to flick back and forth to follow certain narratives within it. Yes, something I am very, very keen to read, but also very, very intimidated by. So yes, those are the 15 lines, 15 books, all of which I want to read. But let's go purely on the criteria I set out for myself. Which ones grab me most immediately? Let's flick back through. And I would say, When I Was Born, The Name for What I Was Did Not Exist, which I think was Circe. That was one. And I think the other one that really grabbed me was... there's two others. While Pearl Toll Was Dying, a Funny Thought Occurred to Her. That was one, which was the Ann Tyler book, which I've already forgotten the title of. And then if I could tell you only one thing about my life, it would be this. When I was 7 years old, the mailman ran over my head. That was the Miracle Life of Edgar Mint. And I think that's the one I'm going to pick. Even though it's another big book, that's the one that's grabbed me the most, I think. The Miracle Life of Edgar Mint by Brady Udall. What will probably happen is this will feature in my next video, because what I plan to do next time is outright steal an idea for a video from Mark at the book thing. And I am planning to do 50 books I really want to read before I'm 50 and set myself that challenge. But I will tell you more about that next time I'm here. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. If you've read any of these books, please let me know if there's some I should be prioritizing over Edgar Mint. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.